Well, good afternoon or morning or evening, whenever you're watching this. So I did get this flattened. Turned out beautifully. Super flat. There's a couple like little things here and there that need a little bit of dress, but not much. So now I'm going to work on this part. Right here needs a little bit in here because I'm wrapping this with leather, so I want to make sure it's nice and straight. Might even soften this edge too. But then I also have this area to finish, as well as the bottom here, which is slightly out of frame. Right down there. And I'm using my iPhone today, so hopefully I can get this uploaded through my software program, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, there's the putty I've been using, made by Evercoat. Up here towards the top of the box, just not in view. Up in this area, I'm gonna roll this back some, sand it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna put some of that glass through here so it tapers a little bit. I also have that 1-inch piece that's going up here, 1 1/4. But anyhow, I said it's just a couple small little pinholes here and there. Nothing drastic. It's super flat. I blocked it out, so like I said, I got OCD with shit like that. Not important. You're not gonna really see it, but I will paint it white. It's like the inside of the sub box. And if you see any smoke, that's because I'm a vapor, so that's what people that smoke do. Just honesty. Nowadays you gotta smoke something or do something to feel good about yourself. Or help with stress. Coffee, caffeine, nicotine. Everybody's got their own little thing. Alright, so I'm gonna hit these little mistakes real quick, wherever that one went, and then hit this and that one. This stuff does cure pretty quick. There it is. There. So go ahead and get down here and start spreading. Look at that, he wasn't even fucking watching me. Shows you how much I pay attention. Well, there's the first coat. And it should be sandable in the next 20 minutes. At least what the directions say, so I'll find out if that's actually true. So I probably could have used a little bit more hardener with that. So I should have a little bit more working time. Yes, thank God you're on the screen this time. already feeling it hardening up on me. Looks like I put way too much hardener in this one. It's all right. That's why I make it. Look, I worked that one pretty quick. Looks good. As soon as I get that funding, all fair. But he does pretty decent videos. You know, younger guy. I'd say probably mid-20s maybe. And I'm sure all of you have watched EXO and his face fan build. That's a hell of a build, I'll tell you that now. Now, see, if he ever comes across my videos, he might remember who I am. Because Slamology 2023, my son and I, that subwoofer right here, this one, the ZV6, the one. If you've ever been to Slamology, you know how the raceway is set up. And Droppin' Turt's booth was way on the other side there. So we had to, I bought the sub there, like I said, for cheaper. And we were walking it, my son and I, all the way to their parking lot, which is probably closer to 3 football fields away. That's up 3 football fields away. But we were taking turns, you know, I wouldn't say take turns. We were both carrying at the same time, and then we set it down, start picking up, carrying again. And you have all these people, generous people too, like, hey, you need any help? You want me to help you? You know, and I'm like, no, I got it. The next thing you know, here at EXO, and I think 2 of his friends, they were with him. I don't know who they were. And he's like, said something, man. He's like, man, that's some devotion. You can tell you're a bass head, blah, blah, blah. You go, you know, carry something that heavy. I'm like, hey, man, you can carry it for me, brother. That shit is heavy. And we were probably about a football field away from the parking lot. And that's just to the parking lot. And we were parked further back. So, yeah. it was a pain. But, yeah, he goes up there to Slamology quite often. I've seen him a few times up there. But I think the first year he went up there, he brought his blue car. I've never seen Frankenstein. I have watched his videos on that. And then I think the year after that, he didn't bring a car. Or at least he didn't bring one for show. And last year, I don't think he did either. He just came. But Anyway, just rambling on. Still tacky here. This is damn near hard. But anyhow, fucking ski toasts. But I tell you what, there's a lot more videos to come for sure. The reason being is I'll plan on doing my door panels too, so from scratch, making the wood outlays for the 6.5s, the tweeters, you know, the inserts, and all the fiberglass and body work to it. I'm not too sure if I want to paint it or if I want to wrap them in vinyl too, as well. Which I probably will wrap them in part paint. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll get a game plan for that. And I don't know how many speakers I want to place in the door. But you know, I've done a lot of fiberglass before. You know, just over my life. But there is a guy on YouTube. I believe it's Russian. It's definitely Russian writing. It could be Ukraine in that general area. But this guy does phenomenal fiberglass work. Like, you wouldn't believe the work he does as far as making speaker pods and door panels, and the processes he goes through to make those door pods, even the A-pillars. Right here, when you're driving, your A-pillars here. So, he puts speakers in those too. I haven't done it the way he's done it. I've done them in my LHS years ago, and just a completely different process, which I'll never go do that process ever again. It was difficult, time consuming. I didn't like it. But when I watched this guy do it, yeah. And I'll find out his YouTube channel, and I'll post it, put it on my link there, so you can go click on it and watch it. But yeah, he does some amazing work. You can't understand him, but if you have any ounce of, you know, power as far as just general knowledge of building shit for Colorado, then you'll know what he's doing. So it's not too difficult to fucking understand what's going on. You don't need to speak their language to understand it. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a few, let it dry up, and then I'll be back with you guys. Right, here's my palette of short strand fiberglass and my hardener. And I'm gonna fold that in. Now, my brother told me that this hardener requires, this short strand fiberglass requires a little bit more hardener than the filler that I've been using. So, hopefully I get a little bit of play time with it, you know, to spread it. I really like the way it feels on the spatula. And the way it spreads. Again, I'm making in small batches too. I really need like a 4-inch putty knife. Not this little bitty 1.5, 2-inch. Just ain't enough. Now, I did sand this down with 80 grit. As per the directions. And this stuff seems like I got a little bit more working time than that stuff there, which is nice. And I'm just feathering it in. Just trying to reduce the amount of sanding I'm gonna have to do. Alright, so that's hardened up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's already started hard. I really like this stuff more than Bondo Glass. This stuff's pretty amazing. And if I may, I suggest it. You know, try it out. Don't buy, buy a small one and see how you like it. Might not be for all, but I do find it pretty darn amazing. I really should invest into a 4-inch putty knife, if not bigger. If there was anything I would suggest is to have a 2-inch, a 4-inch, and possibly a 6-inch. Even in a picture down there? Probably not. That's okay. Doing my best. Trying to. So, I'll take that back. That's a 10 minutes of working time. Yeah. I'm still able to smooth it out. But more like 4-5 minutes. It's not terrible yet. It's still got a little bit of play. orbital standard is going to get you pretty darn close. That's a 4-inch. I mean, you can get bigger ones, 6-inch, 8-inch. The bigger, the better as far as like a bigger span. But yeah. And this is how I do it. I mean, however you want to do it, you go about that way, and if it works for you, it works for you. This is what works for me. And I'm cheap, so I try to go the cheapest route when it comes to certain things. Not everything, but certain things. Now there will be a few places I'm going to have to go back over. We'll see. It's a little harder here, but not too bad. Always scoot it down like this, where this is right on the edge. Did I ever say sanding takes some time? Especially if you're gonna paint. Probably sound like a broken record by now. And the best gauge for you is this. Your hand. If they don't feel right, and it's probably not right. When you go rub your hand across the surface, and if you feel any imperfections, and it's probably not right. If you rub your hand across and it feels perfect, then it's probably good. You can always use a straight edge too, like a small ruler or a one of those L rulers, something like this. And place the vents here. Look at that. That's flat. 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 Almost flat. One spot here, it's a little low. Oh, that's good. Just a few areas. And again right here. So, not bad. And I have plenty of room to play with. I'm going to do this side now. After I get this line back up. Now, sanding ain't special or anything, but it's something you got to do when you do shit like this. I mean, it's a step that everybody's got to do if they plan on doing something like this. They want perfect. thank you for watching, and enjoy your week and your weekend ahead of you.